Hey everybody, this is Ethan from the Cube. I'm going to be reading you guys my top 5 favorite 80s movies. I really like my pop collar and my awesome hat. So my top 5 favorite 80s movies. Not really in any particular order. I feel like they change all the time. So, you know, this is just my favorite movies for today. How about that? I love the movie Blue Velvet. I'm always up for weird things, and I think Blue Velvet definitely fits it. I think it's one of the coolest movies of the 80s. Very stylistic. I think it's pretty iconic. So that definitely has to make the list. The Empire Strikes Back is on the list because I am a nerd. And obviously it's the best of the Star Wars trilogy, and definitely the best of all 6 movies. I'm a big fan of Pretty in Pink, which comes to, like, as a surprise to some people. It's kind of a classic John Hughes rom-com kind of thing, but I don't know, there's something about it. Maybe it's because when I was younger, I was like in love with Ducky, so I feel like, every time I watch it, I'm pretty much enamored with Ducky, and I never know why Andy doesn't, end up picking him in the end, but what can you do? Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm a big fan of horror movies, so this one definitely has to make the list. Obviously, the 1980s are really famous for the slasher genre, so there's, Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, and, a lot of the other really gory 80s movies. But I think Nightmare on Elm Street is scary because, the whole idea that you have to sleep, it's nothing you can avoid. It's not like Friday the 13th where you kind of, if you have sex, you're going to get killed. It's not really like that, you could just be anyone. But I have to say one of my favorite movies from the 80s, and this is kind of a weird one, I really like Red Dawn. I hear they're making a remake of it. I don't really know much about it, but I think Red Dawn's really interesting politically, especially nowadays, looking at sort of, the Iraq War and things like that. I think it's just, seeing with fresh eyes gives it an interesting perspective. In order to celebrate some 80s, I'm going to give you guys some 80s movie trivia. So enjoy. And if you have the answers, go ahead and put them at the bottom of the screen, definitely. I will read out people who, like the first, I think maybe 2 people who get them all right. So here we go. These are all movies from the 80s, okay? What special talent did Molly Ringwald have in The Breakfast Club? So she had a special talent that stands out, okay? Question number 2. What was the license number on the Ghostbusters car? Come on, guys, you can get that one. It's pretty easy, especially if you're a nerd. Okay. In Dirty Dancing, what was Baby's real name? So I'm looking for a first name, okay? 2 more. Question number 4. What is the name of Sarah's brother that she's trying to save in the labyrinth? So, some David Bowie trivia there. And finally, how does Alice kill Freddy Krueger in Nightmare on Elm Street 4? So you have to be kind of a horror movie buff. Okay? So write the answers in the comments below, and I will give you the answers tomorrow. I'm mostly going to be making a video today about my favorite 1980s video games, so see you then.